We are live for a very special Friday edition of Hash Out Hour. Amber isn't with us. However, I am joined by the lovely Parhars, Gina and Jerry. How are you guys tonight?
We're good. How are you?
We're good. Thanks, Jordan.
Welcome. I know it's been a stressful week in the Big Brother house for you guys.
Yes, it has.
So, did you guys ever think that this would all happen? Because it's got to be a really crazy feeling to be watching Big Brother, being fans of the show, and then Jordan's now in the house.
Go ahead.
It is. It's still surreal, Jordan. We've watched Big Brother since season 2 in the U.S. and it's been a totally different watching experience than this one has because our son's in it. So we're viewing it completely different. And I've never actually seen the live feed, so that's new. And I've never watched After Dark, and that's new. And I wasn't on Twitter until after Jordan left. So that's kind of eye-opening. But yeah, it is a strange experience. The best part is just to be able to see him because we haven't had any contact with him for a long time. So just to see that, he's still breathing, yeah, he's living out his dream. So, but yeah, the short of it is, it's weird.
It's got to be really weird. It's interesting to get this insight because usually you just talk to the house guests when they get out. So to talk to parents, it's interesting, that's for sure. I did not see JP and Sydney with an S. I did not expect that. Do you think there is potential outside the house for JP and Cindy romance?
I think initially when I saw the bios, I immediately thought that Jordan would be attracted to Pilar. That would be kind of the personality type that Jordan would normally be attracted to. However, that being said, Jordan does have a thing for Asian girls, which, so it, in a way, once I saw that Pilar had kind of connected with Kevin, it didn't surprise me that he and Cindy had a little thing, but Cindy's personality as it was portrayed sort of in her character is not sort of what Jordan would normally go for. But I think as we got to know Cindy a little bit better on the live feeds, I think there's more to Cindy than what her character has been portrayed as. And, to give her the benefit of the doubt, I think, possibly there could be some real attraction there and some real feelings. I'm not sure.
It's a crazy game. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Until you get out.
Yeah.
What do you think his greatest strength and weakness in the game so far is?
I think definitely his greatest strength is his social game. He's always been a social person. Ever since he was a little guy, he loves to talk. He loves to befriend people. So I think that's a strength. A weakness, I think he's got about 4,000 alliances, so that's a weakness. And I think talking too much about his knowledge of Big Brother, I think that's going to hurt him down the road. And I don't know if it already has, but I wish he would have curbed that a little bit and maybe not gone on and on about who got evicted in week 2 of Big Brother 4 and all this kind of stuff. So I think that's definitely his weakness. And he's not a big guy, so I think physical competitions will definitely be a weakness if he survives, this week. And putting himself up on the block, that was a weakness.
That was what do you think was going through his mind?
I don't know. We've been watching the show for years, and we always say that Pons pawns
Go
always get
home.
evicted. Yeah, pawn, and Jordan knows that, and we always say, "Oh, pawns get evicted. Oh, this is risky," and it's usually someone putting up a pawn in the head of household saying, "Hey, so and so, you're going to be the pawn," and then the pawn goes home. Well, in this case, Jordan's given a whole new definition to pawn. He volunteered to be a pawn. Like, who does that? But I don't know.
A good example of that would be Danielle from season 1 of BB Canada.
Right.
She was like, "I'll go up as a pawn," and then
Yeah.
she went home.
Yeah. So you know what? If he comes home, then he's got nobody to blame except himself. So, and I think he knows that. He'll be able to live with himself, knowing that he tried to make, I don't know, some kind of move. I'm not quite sure what kind of move it is, but I still think they could have done what they want to do. Who knows what will happen, but they're trying to backdoor somebody. So I think they could have still done that and used someone else as a pawn, but whatever. If that's what he wants to do, I know he said on the live feeds that mom and dad are going to kill me when they find out that I volunteered, and so he knows he's playing with fire. But I don't know. I mean, I got a laundry list of questions that I want to ask him when he gets out, and that's probably at the top.
A part of me wonders if he just wanted to kind of shake things up and almost kind of like make a name for himself, like, oh, I'm going to go up, and kind of survive this and get through it. And, I don't know.
Either way, if he goes up and he actually manages to pull this off, they're making history with the move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it fails or succeeds, it's definitely going to make some Big Brother history, and maybe that's what he wanted.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely is his style. So, that may be exactly what he's doing.
Like, he's not people have said, oh, he's cocky, and maybe Newport's coming across as being cocky, but Jordan is not a cocky person. If anything, he's the other way, because, things have been hard for him at times in life. And so I don't know. I don't think he's being cocky. You know what, Jordan, I'm just I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. When I saw that he was volunteering, my reaction was like, what? Anyways, I vented a bit on
my reaction was, Big Brother convinced him not to do this.
Yeah. No,
and then
scary.
When the feeds came back and I found out it happened, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Cleo
you have to
feel a little bit better about it when she did the whole sticky note thing and started putting up the potential people that were going to vote for him, and then if Cindy came back and all that, so I felt a little bit better. But I don't know. Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
The movement in itself is scary.
Yeah.
Out of the 5 possible evicted house guests competing to go into the house, who do you think would benefit Jordan's game and why?
Go.
Well, I think, on a personal level, I love Neha, and I would love to see Neha go back into the house. And I would love to see her work with Jordan. The reality of that actually happening, I don't know. I mean, I think, she could end up working with either side. So I don't know, but I definitely love Neha. But I think in terms of Jordan's game, the safest, probably person to go back in the house would be Risha. Maybe, because I think she'll go in and she'll end up going right back out again. Cindy, it's a bit of a crapshoot. I mean, I think she'll probably want to work with Jordan, but I think she's going to complicate Jordan's game and distract him, and I just don't think that's a good idea. Yeah. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I think, well, Neha on the sideshow said she wants to go after Bobby, and I think that would benefit Jordan's game, but then, I don't know if she'd come after Jordan because he didn't vote for her. But yeah, it probably is Risha because she hasn't been in there. And I think it would be the safest for his game, but who knows? I mean, I read somewhere on Twitter today that they were saying that they want to get the person that comes back in right out, so maybe it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, they had made a top 11 deal. Their plan is no matter scrambling, and I think because Greg blew up Chop Shop, I feel like the one side of Newport, which is Zach, because they think he's like the biggest threat. Yesterday in Johnny's hangout, he had said that Zach, but he didn't realize how much information that Jordan actually has. So I don't know. It could be interesting to say the least.
I mean, I think in terms of it being a competition, I mean, we're going to see either Neha or Cindy or Greg back in the house, right?
Well, apparently it's endurance.
It's endurance. They were hanging on. They were hanging on ropes.
So maybe
body strength. Cindy. I think it might be Cindy or Neha. They were doing the best.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think hopefully Neha gets back in. I think she deserves it.
I think should be interesting to watch too. And with the fact that it was an instant eviction that sent her out the door, she definitely deserves that second chance to show them that.
And she's fun to watch. I mean, she's got so much spunk, and she'll be fun to have back in the house and see what she does to shake things up.
Jordan's alliance with Zach has been great asset to his game up to this point. Do you think if they pull this move off this week, can he trust Zach going to the final two, or does he need to cut Zach before Zach cuts him?
Yeah,
I think at some point Jordan has to cut Zach. I don't think Zach would take Jordan to the final two, and I don't think Jordan would take Zach to the final two. I think Zach would rather take, Ashley. So I think, Jordan has to, if he makes it through, at some point he does have to cut him.
and a part of me wonders, and don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against Zach, but part of me wonders why Zach was so agreeable to putting Jordan up. Like maybe this was a way to get Jordan out, no blood on his hands, and then him and Ashley could kind of ride it through to the final two, and he didn't have to feel bad about it. So, I mean, that's kind of crossed my mind. I actually like Jordan and Sarah together. I don't know how sincere Sarah's being with Jordan right now, but I kind of like them together. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where that goes, or if that has any potential.
Apparently they have a final two deal, but I think Jordan has a final two deal with everybody, including the fridge, including the fridge and the dishwasher. So,
he seems to have a lot of final twos. He even has one with Kevin.
He's got one with me too. I'm not in the house, so.
And I do love Kevin.
Yes.
I'll just say that. But again, he's in the showmance, so who knows where that's going. So the showmances scare me.
I think with Kevin, though, I think Kevin has potential to just get rid of Peely out of whim.
True. True.
And he won't feel bad?
He didn't have a problem dropping Johnny,
Yeah, maybe.
Poor Johnny.
There's no guilt for him, and there's no blood on his hands. He's just treating it like a game. So I don't know. I think Fortress could try and do final two, but
I'd be down with that. Kevin's a good player, and he's got that ability to keep the emotions out of it. So good for him.
It's the poker player in him.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many people watch this?
It varies between shows.
Yeah.
We have currently like 7 people watching right now.
7. Okay. I thought there was 2, so we're doing okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people come back and watch the episode after because they don't have the time to like watch it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that like I'll come back to an episode and it'll have like 300 views, and I'm like, when did this happen?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But
So
we're not in the Rob has a podcast territory yet, are we?
not yet.
Not yet.
I'm trying.
Next
I'm
week.
trying. Maybe next week. I don't know. I took on this thing and I didn't expect it to become what it became. So it could get there at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe my appearance is pulling viewers away, so I apologize. Especially the Frankie Grande viewers. I'm sorry.
Okay, I have a crazy question.
Yep.
I know, like, this week I have done this, but I know I'm not the only one. Harrison. I did it once this week. I don't know if you heard that, so I'll just ask again.
No, we didn't. No, it froze.
We missed that.
Newport has recently been compared to Chilltown on social media. What would he think of this comparison?
No comparison.
No comparison. What would Jordan think? I think he'd be flattered.
He would be thrilled.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think he'd be happy and he'd be flattered, but I think he'd be the first one to say that no, we're not Chilltown. Hopefully not anyway.
Yeah. There's only one Will Kirby.
And one Mike Boogie. So.
I don't think they're quite there yet.
Currently, Jordan is actually leading online polls on TV Deets to win Big Brother Canada. What do you guys make of that?
He's leading Ashley?
No, he's leading polls right now on TV Deets.
To win?
To win?
To win, yes.
Really? I thought he was on the bottom of the Jokers. There's some Jokers
It
thing.
wasn't Jokers. It's that sideshow one.
Oh, really? He's on the to win? Oh.
I mean, like I said to him when he left, it's a tough game, and there's a lot of luck involved, and you know who knows what'll happen. I could win the $30 million this weekend. I probably won't, but you know there's a chance. So, I mean, it's great. It's nice that whoever's voting on these polls recognizes that he's a good player, but I'm not even sure myself if he's a good player, so I don't know.
After this week, it's questionable.
Yeah. Last week, I would have said he was definitely going to make jury. This week, I'm not so sure. And his goal has been to make jury. That was what he said to us when he left the house. My goal, if I can make jury, I'll be happy. Like that was kind of what his goal was. And so now that he's up on the block, we're not so confident because we were feeling like he was in a really good position last week, and that, you know, we were kind of making plans to be at the finale and all that kind of stuff. And now we're kind of going, maybe we kind of jumped the gun.
Maybe we need to go to Cuba instead.
Yeah. So
I think he's actually exceeded my expectations and my goals. I just told him don't be the first one out, and he wasn't. That's the last thing I said to him when he walked out the door. I said, don't be the first person out. And he said, I'll try not to. And so he might be the 5th out once somebody, or the 6th, but someone's coming back in. But
Johnny was the 5th, right?
But someone's come back.
Johnny was the 5th.
So, you know what?
Yeah.
He wasn't the first one out, so it's just gravy from here.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're proud of him no matter.
We're proud of him, and you know, the sooner this ends, the sooner my life goes back to normal. So, I don't know.
Is he taking you to Cuba if he wins? For all the stress
Oh,
he caused
no.
this week?
Oh hell no.
No, I don't know.
He's already told us he's paying for Emma's school, his sister. He's paying for his own school, and he's putting a down payment on a condo. That's his plan. And he's going to donate some money to charity.
All good things.
Yeah.
And we're going to go out for lunch and eat hamburgers also. Burgers, actually.
Priorities.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got some fan questions.
Okay.
At Cloud Skies on Twitter asks, did you expect to be so popular on Twitter, and have you had to block any negative comments yet?
Well, I beg to disagree with that person saying, did you think you'd be so popular on Twitter? I think I only have like 200 something followers, so that's not really being popular on Twitter. I haven't had to block anybody. I didn't block even those Frankie people because I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. So I haven't blocked anybody, and I've tried to be, you know, respectful to everybody. And Gina's had to block a couple of 17-year-olds that were wanting to fight her, but
I can laugh about it now. It wasn't funny at the time.
no. Other than that, it's been pretty good. So Twitter, honestly, you know, Jordan's been saying for years, Dad, you got to get on Twitter. I'm like, no, you know, I'll just get into fights with people. And he said, no, get it for the news. It's good. You know what's going on, you know, for sports news and, you know, our local news and traffic and blah, blah, blah. And so it is good, but it's like a full-time job. And I don't know. I'm still ambivalent as towards my feelings towards Twitter, and we'll see once Jordan comes back whether I continue with it. There are some really great people like Shirtless Condom and Kimberly. Connor and
Yeah.
Kimberly's been awesome, and there's Stina,
Miss Chris
at Stina Knits, who's local,
Yeah.
and
Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
Yeah.
I am
Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah. I am Erica, even though she's
Yeah.
a Red Wings fan, but and you know, Luna. So there's been some awesome people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of been a Twitter education on the fly.
Paul Parmar. Yeah. We've got, I mean, it's actually, you know what, it's blown me away how amazing the fans have been and how much love they've shown us. And I mean, you know, I'm not that tech savvy, and so getting on Twitter was a bit stressful for me. And so it's just been amazing to connect with the fans and to get on there and to just experience the whole Twitter world and all of that. It's been so much fun. I'm addicted. Like, I am addicted.
Yeah, she is. She's got more followers than I.
I was saying, if I ever get cast, my mom would not ever turn up on Twitter. I don't think she would know how to operate it. It would be a mess.
It was challenging. And you know, not only the fans, but the previous house guests on the previous Big Brother seasons have reached out to us and been so amazing. Like, you know, Sarah and Alec and Arlie and
Heather.
John
Heather.
and Netta and Heather and
Heather,
who am I missing? Like
Allison,
Allie, like so many, and they've been just amazing. And so they understand. Christine from you know, Big Brother US, like it just, you know, they've reached out to us. Ian and Derek, like so that's been huge. McCrae, like he's kept us laughing, and you know, people just, they understand what we're going through, and you know, with all the negative stuff. So that's really helped to balance out the hate. Because there's been a lot of hate, and you know, I did not expect that. Like, I really had no idea what we were in for. there's been a lot of negative stuff, and I just really, as a mom, like, it's just so hard to read that stuff and not take it personally.
See, I don't search the hashtag, so I don't really have that problem. The only negative tweets I was getting were from the Frankie people, and they were tweeting me, but I don't search the hashtags because I just don't want to go there. So I keep telling Gina, don't search the hashtags, but she keeps searching the hashtags. So, you know.
I mean, I do it to keep updated to what's going on, right?
But, you know, Connor keeps me updated. Kim keeps me up. Kimberly keeps me up.
Well, you're 13 and
Jordan keeps me updated. So, I don't know. It's you could spend your whole life on it. Some of us in this house do, but I don't know.
Me. I'm there. I've got 24/7 coverage going on. If the feeds are on, they're usually either on my phone or my tablet. They're on 24/7.
I forgot to mention Rochelle. Rochelle, I love you. You're amazing. Yeah.
I don't think she'll watch this, so don't worry about it.
Well, anyways, I should mention her.
She might. She follows me.
Oh, okay.
I get a lot of support. I'm Kyle from last season.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really good friends with him. So, and Heather was on my show this summer.
Oh, good.
Yeah. She is such a
Scott's going to make his second appearance on our show this summer in the next few weeks as well. And even Christine, she's going to be joining us at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
yeah.
I get around with these house guests. I know quite a few of them.
That's good. You know, my only disappointment is Paul Jackson hasn't reached out to us, but I guess after all the impersonations he's heard from Jordan or he's watching, probably like, I don't want to touch this.
Yeah. But Jordan actually really enjoys Paul, so it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Hopefully
you've kind of gained like a extended family with this whole thing, hey?
Yeah. They are definitely extended. Like, I was on the phone with Sarah last night bawling, and she was just like my rock last night. So she's been amazing.
I didn't know that. I was watching TV downstairs.
Yeah, I kind of hit my breaking point last night, and she's just been my rock through the whole emotional roller coaster ride, and she's just, I can't say enough about her. She's just such a great woman. Yeah,
she is.
And you guys are close to her too, right?
Yeah, we live like literally 10, 15-minute drive away.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that helps.
It does. Yeah.
And she definitely knows what you're going through.
Yeah, she does. And, you know, she gets it, and she's just a phone call away. And we get together with Sarah and Heather and Alec pretty much every week to watch an episode together. And if, like last week, they were away at a charity event, but we're going to
Reality Rally.
Yeah. So they, I don't think Heather was there, but Alec and Sarah were there, and we're going to reconvene this Sunday and watch some Big Brother and some hockey together, and kind of regroup and try and get through the week.
This episode's going to probably be extremely hard to watch.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough one.
It will, and then finding out who wins the veto.
It feels like there's lots going on in this Sunday episode.
Yeah.
They're also going to bring the person back.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
At some point tonight when the feeds are gone. But it's going to be, I know, like, this Sunday is going to be the hardest episode probably to date for you guys to watch. Especially watching Zach nominate him. I think, like, that's...
Yeah.
They're so close to watch their diaries, and it's going to be weird.
Yeah, I was hoping Zach would talk him out of it and say, no,
don't do it, Jordan.
Do it. I need
do it.
So I don't know. Hopefully everything's on the up and up, and he makes it through. But who knows, if they don't win the veto and his side doesn't win the veto and he's not taken off, he could very well be home on Friday. So, and he's walking home from the airport.
Is that a long walk?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in a car in non-rush hour traffic. It's probably 35 minutes to YVR. So, yeah, it'll take him a couple days to get home.
I just keep telling myself what's the worst thing that can happen is he comes home and I get to see my son. So it's not that bad.
And you can breathe a sigh of relief. You don't have to jump into the computer and strangle him for doing something dumb.
Exactly.
Yeah, when he gets home, he'll be on lockdown for probably 24 hours because we have many things to talk about. And then after that, if he's still breathing after that, then he's free to go see his
Locked
friend.
in a little room with a little lamp.
Yeah.
Kind of like an interrogation setup.
Exactly.
No furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
But we're on the outside. We don't really know what's, like, we only get so much of the story.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
I know.
Yep.
I know that they were, like, the plan, they're making everyone think the target is actually Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to make them want to use the veto, is what I'm understanding. And then they're going to just put up Bruno instead.
Okay.
Excuse me, I just have to pause the TV.
Sorry, it's a hockey thing.
Yes, I'm surprised he's with us still.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole week has.
I mean, I love Bruno. I mean, I must say, like, if my son wasn't in that house, I'd be rooting for Bruno all the way. But yeah, I mean, I can see why they feel that they have to get Bruno out. I mean, he's a huge threat, right? To win this thing, if he goes to the end, he'll get
more of a threat, though.
Sorry?
Do you feel like Bobby could be more of a threat?
I just don't see that Bobby would get the votes, but I don't know if that's just me not liking Bobby personally. Like, I just don't feel a connection to Bobby, but he's a physical threat, yeah. You know, but in the end, if it was the final two thing, like, I don't know, like, do you get the sense that the house guests love Bobby?
I do get a sense that the house guests like him, although today I was following you guys and some of the things he was saying didn't really make a lot of sense. So, like, he was telling everyone in the chop shop that they need to pretty much glom onto somebody outside of the chop shop, but then and use them for information. And Willow was looking at him with a perplexed look, like, haven't we been doing this from the beginning? So, you know, I don't know. I
just don't get Bobby, to be honest with you. Like, I just never, from day one, I haven't really got him. I haven't really got a sense of him as a person. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Who do you think Jordan should take to the final two if he actually gets there?
Probably the dishwasher.
Well,
the freezer in the pantry.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
If it was closer to the time, I think I could answer it better. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah, Pilar maybe. That would be a good choice. Godfrey, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason Godfrey's there right now, is he would be perfect to take final two.
Yeah, I'd say Pilar or Godfrey. I mean, Ashley hasn't done a whole lot either, really, has she?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Define what Ashley's been doing.
Yeah, I like her. I mean, I don't have anything against her. I like her. I like Pilar too. I like Godfrey.
Yeah.
But, you know, what have they really done? Like in terms of if they were going to vote, you know, in terms of who actually played the game, you know, those three would probably be good choices to take to the final too.
Yeah. My answer to that would be somebody
this week. If he survives this week,
let's just get through the week.
We're kind of day to day, and that's how I've been living my life since I turned, you know, since I hit 40.
Since this whole crazy adventure began.
Yeah.
Living day to day.
If he was to be in that position, I'd say somebody that he can beat. That's not a very good answer, but that's what I'll say right now. There's still too many of them in there, and things haven't really played out as much as, you know, they will. And who knows?
One thing I'll say, Jordan, is watching the show as a parent, you watch it from a completely different perspective. You watch it with a lot of empathy for the people in the house. So I'm looking at these people as human beings, and I'm actually looking at each person, not like, you know, in previous seasons, I'm looking at them going, oh yeah, this person, you know, like, oh yeah, this is bad or that's bad, or I don't like this or I don't like that. But because I've watched all the negative stuff being tweeted about Jordan, now I'm feeling in this position where I'm looking at the house guests, and I'm actually looking at them with this different perspective of these are human beings, and you know, I'm sort of looking at it from the perspective of these are people, and you know, I actually like all of the house guests. I even found things I liked about Greg. You know, like Greg got out of the house, and I'm like, to my husband, I'm like, I actually like Greg. You know, I found him endearing. I kind of missed Greg when he left the house, and I felt bad, like, at all the kind of stuff that I was reading on Twitter about Greg. Greg's from our, you know, he's 604. He's from our, you know, he's from BC, and I'm like, you know, I kind of
Van Island.
Yeah, and I just kind of like in the, you know, I thought, you know, if I had been watching this when, you know, our son wasn't on the show, I might have actually had a few things to say about Greg. But, you know, watching the show from the perspective of being a parent, I thought, you know, I'm looking at this from a completely different angle where I can actually see these people as human beings that are in this pressure cooker. They're in this house. They're, you know, they're under the watch 24 hours a day. You know, like I say things, you know, under my own roof in privacy that probably people would, you know, judge, right? So
yeah, I take offense to a lot of that stuff that you say most of the time.
So it's actually very interesting.
It is actually, like with Jordan being on the show, I will never watch Big Brother the same way.
No.
You know, and he won't be on it again. But even in subsequent seasons, if we do watch, and I haven't decided if I'm going to continue watching Big Brother, we won't watch it. I won't watch it the same way, because I've been quick to judge people based on how they portray themselves and how production, am I allowed to say production? How production perceives them, or how they're portrayed to us, and that's not really right. And you just see snippets of that on the show, and unless you watch the live feeds and unless you take the time to see what they're about, you don't really get a good handle of what they're really like. And like Gina said, they're all people, and that's somebody's kid in there. And coming from this perspective where our kid is in there, I'll never watch this show the same way. I'll watch it. and be entertained by it. And but I'll just watch it and go, oh, yeah, okay, wow, cool, or whatever, instead of saying, oh yeah, you know, he shouldn't have said that, or she shouldn't have done that, or
and they're a terrible person, and that's
yeah.
unforgivable behavior, and this and that and whatever. It's like, you know what? They're playing a game. They're under a lot of pressure in there, and you know, they're actually very different people outside of the house. And
yeah.
So
in that sense, it's been good.
I'll say what I will about their gameplay while they're in the house.
Right.
But everybody has a chance with me when they get out to prove that they aren't that person.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans, they just judge by the fact that that's how they're being perceived. So that's got to be automatically how they are. And a lot of people don't realize that it is just a game, and people need to chill out and stop spewing so much hate. Judge their gameplay all you want. They're still human. They played a game. They did what they had to do to win the money.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that Kevin loves Johnny, but he just did what he had to do to further his game and do what he thought was right to further himself in the game. I mean, I think he genuinely does care for Johnny and love Johnny. Yeah. I don't question that. But, you know, people probably think, oh my God, he's a terrible person. You know, how could he do that? Johnny used the veto on him and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I don't question that. Yeah. So.
You're playing a game.
Yeah. It's a game.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And, you know, like in that instant with Johnny and Kevin, I feel like Johnny knew what he was signing up for, playing the game.
Yeah.
And he had to know, because he's also a super fan.
Yeah.
That there is a chance you're going to meet someone in there, you're going to get close to them, and they're going to stab you right in the back.
Yeah.
It's Big Brother.
Yeah. And I think seeing Johnny on the sideshow last night, I think Johnny's okay with it. You know, I think he...
Yeah, he's a super fan. I think he understands.
I think he was okay with it.
I think he understands. He's a super fan.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah. I think he gets it.
Did Jordan watch the live feeds before going into the house?
Oh, yeah.
Like last seasons?
Yes, he has.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When he should have been doing his homework or studying, he was watching the live feeds. So, yeah. And that's really evident now after listening to the stuff he's saying about season 6, week 3, and who was on the block and who got vetoed and what shirt they
That's
were
not
wearing.
all he... It's not just Big Brother he knows, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we wondered why
Survivor
was so great in first year university. Yeah. You know, we're like, this is a smart kid.
Smart kid.
Why is he only pulling off B's and C pluses? Like, something's going on here. And then we had the talk with him like about 6 months ago, and suddenly he's pulling off A's, and we're like, interesting.
Well, I think he got a little mad and wanted to prove a point. So, and he did.
Knowledge. The Simpsons knowledge. I don't know that much about The Simpsons. Him and Sarah can talk about The Simpsons.
Him and his sister are crazy Simpson fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Brother, Survivor, The Simpsons. Rob has a podcast.
Rob has a podcast.
Not as much Amazing Race, but then, you know, he
dabbled in that a little.
And then some obscure shows, like there was a show with Russell Hantz and his brother that we used to watch. It was a flipping show. I think it was called Flipped Off, and so he was talking about that the other night, and I'm just like, wow, does this guy ever stop? Why don't you talk about sports? He knows tons about NFL. He can name any player in the NFL. He knows so much about hockey.
He's a sports fanatic.
But I don't think they ever talk about sports in there. Or maybe they do.
He's
And
just showing his reality fanaticism.
yeah. So I don't know.
And
in
it's gonna
general,
hurt.
sometimes,
I think it's going to hurt his game
Yeah.
it will.
Yeah.
But then again,
eventually.
you know, he has no one to blame except himself. So that's the path that he chose, and he'll have to live with that no matter what happens. Nobody's pulling his string and saying, "Talk about this."
What do you do though?
Yeah.
You don't have much else to talk about.
Right.
It's like their little escape from the game.
Yeah.
Like we never watched the live feed, so I'm curious as to what were they talking about last year. I'm sure as heck don't think they were talking about Rob Has a Podcast or season 4 of Big Brother or Survivor, or like what were they talking about?
What did they talk about? Okay, I know like Sabrina talked a lot about Britney Spears and then would get in trouble.
Britney Spears.
Oh.
Yeah, Sabrina.
Maybe one more time.
She wanted to go to Vegas to see Piece of Me, and I don't think she ever made it to there.
You want a piece of me?
I don't know. There was like a lot of like skiing. There wasn't. Last year they were really tuned into the game though. Like I feel like this season, watching feeds, I get a little bit more of a break. I don't know if it's. I like game talk, so I don't know if it's a good break. But I feel like last season it was a different dynamic in the house on the live feeds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the viewers enjoyed it more last season? Because I've been reading a lot of stuff and people saying, "Oh, this is boring. All they do is sit around. They're just talking about previous seasons and house guests." And so, I mean, I have nothing to compare it to because I've only just watched the 3 shows a week. But
I feel like
I kind of get the sense that people don't like this season. I don't know.
I feel like no matter the cast, no matter what's going on in the live feeds, I feel like a lot of people, they try to judge it and then they complain about the cast when it's not the cast. And then I'll find that the same complaints will happen in the summer for BB17. So I don't feel like it's this particular cast. I think it's just to a point where they get boring and repetitive. That's when the fans that watch the live feeds get bored.
Yeah.
Well, I was, that's the sense that I kind of get. Although I got a little excited last night because while Gina was upstairs crying on the phone to Sarah, I was watching After Dark from the previous night, and so Jordan was talking to Sarah about music. So it was like, wow, because I'm a huge music fan, and so Sarah was mentioning a few bands like Arcade Fire, and Jordan's like, oh, my dad loves Arcade Fire. So Sarah's like, Jerry Parhar, I love you. I can't wait to meet you. But then she says, well, what other bands does your dad like? And he's like, and he knows every band I like. He's drawn a blank. I guess his mind is so wrapped around Rob Has a Podcast that he forgot all the bands that I like.
Well, Em always jokes that Jordan is like so lame when it comes to music. Like he doesn't know any bands.
So all he could remember was, oh yeah, he likes Nirvana, and they were talking
Pearl
about
Jam.
No, he didn't even say Pearl Jam. He didn't even say Pearl Jam. They were talking about the Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl, and then Sarah was like, well, what else does he like? And he said, well, he likes modern rock, like current stuff. And she's like what? And he's like, oh, I'm drawing a blank. I'm like, Jordan!
Could have entertained your dad on the feed.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I was like, hey, they're actually talking about something other than previous seasons. He's actually talking about me. He never talks about me. But I don't know. I kind of got a chuckle out of it. But when he comes home, I'm going to give him the list of bands that he forgot to mention.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was funny. there's little moments there. And then, like, he even said that you guys would be stressed out by this game move. He knew,
Yeah.
but he let it happen. So I don't know.
Yeah. He wouldn't let that deter him. Let's put it that way, Jordan.
Yeah, I guess he figured that, you know, we're in our, well, later 40s now, and so our hearts are still okay, I think. So he didn't have to worry about us, you know, dropping dead yet. So if he was going to go in, now would be the time to do it. Not wait until we're sick.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how the week plays out. I'm excited to see if their big move actually happens. I'm sure it's different watching the feeds for you guys than it is for me. I mean, you probably want to strangle him at times, making some of the moves he's made.
Yes. And some of the things he said, yes. Like when, you know.
Let's just not.
That particular.
We won't go there.
Let's just not go there.
She had a meltdown last night because they showed it on the sideshow, and then Peter said something, and then Peter tweeted something. That was it. Gina was done for the night.
Yeah.
And she went upstairs.
And Peter sometimes doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah, well, you know, we haven't met Peter, and he's from here, and our other, I guess, I hope I can call them friends. I'll say, I'll take the liberty of saying.
Extended family, yeah, they're definitely extended family.
Our BB family.
Our new Big Brother family is like, oh, you're gonna love Peter. Alex always say, Jerry, you're gonna love Peter, and we may love Peter, but we haven't met him. We've never actually talked to him. The only time we meet him is either on Big Brother or on the sideshow, and so I don't know how much of that is shtick or how much of it is actually Peter. And you know, I tweeted him last night and said, you know, I'm sorry, and I apologize for Jordan, and I'm sure he would take it back in a second if he could. And so he tweeted me back, and I said, I guess we're not having beers. So he tweeted me back something, and then he's like, well, I don't drink beer, so I don't know what that means. But look forward to meeting him at some point, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to judge.
I think Peter's one of those people you either love to, you completely understand where he's coming from, or you just want him to be quiet. He's very opinionated. Bottom line, he's got a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody's opinion of him in this house changed a little bit last night, but you know, that can change.
But in all fairness to Pete, it was just kind of like the final kaboom after a long week.
Yeah.
So,
actually,
you know,
it wasn't even a week per se. It was just that day. Yeah. Yesterday was insanity.
Yeah.
And then when the feeds came back, it was like, why did Zach actually go through with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess we'll soon to find out if Newport ceases to exist anymore after this week. And all will be revealed hopefully by Wednesday. And you might get your kid back.
Yeah, we might. The grocery bill's going to go up dramatically.
Way up.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he eats that.
Yeah, he's on slop.
Yeah, you know, and I've said on Twitter, he's surviving fine on slop. So he always wants Greek yogurt, and he wants beef jerky, and he wants protein bars, and he wants eggs. And, you know, slop seems to be doing fine with him, and him with slop. So
he's been a have-not a couple of times now, right? And doesn't complain. So what the heck?
Next time you ask for that stuff, I'll say you're just a have-not at home, but you don't have to eat slop. You just eat, you know, other stuff like rice or beans or
porridge.
Porridge. Yeah. Just think, Jordan, you could be on slop. You're not. You have better stuff. No beef jerky.
Maybe Big Brother will send you. Maybe Big Brother will send you some slop.
No Greek yogurt.
Could just imagine his facial expression when he gets home and you're like, guess what? You're on slop.
He'll probably steal Zach's slop pass and bring it with him.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's.
But-
I mean, yeah. All kidding aside, it's been interesting. It really has, and
It's a learning experience.
yes, yeah, we've learned a lot, and you know, I'm a teacher, so if you can learn something, that's great.
I think he'll come out of this experience with a lot of knowledge. And maybe he'll realize he does have outside of the house.
Well, he realized that he has to go back to school and finish his degree and then like become gainfully employed. That's my only worry. Or will he be trying to ride this Big Brother stuff for, you know, 6 months or a year or whatever?
I heard talk of him mentioning that he plans on doing a podcast upon going home.
Jordan, that does not surprise me at all.
I wonder if he has any openings. Wonder what the pay is for that. I'm gonna apply, but I'd have to watch live feeds 24/7, and I don't.
I think it might be about Survivor.
Okay. Well, I've been watching Survivor actually, with him gone, and it's weird because we used to sit and watch it together, and now Emma watches it with me to take Jordan's place, so that's kind of cool. But this has been a really good season of Survivor, and the last thing I said to him was, "Don't be the first one evicted. Don't be a Nick." And the last thing he said to me was, "Don't delete Survivor off the PVR." So,
Yeah.
Oh. All kidding aside, Annick is amazing. I love her to pieces.
oh yeah, I'm sure she is. Yeah, she's. You know, looking back at all those guys, I have mad respect for anybody that puts themselves into that position and goes into the house and
It even makes it on the show.
That makes it on the show.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mad respect for
Yeah.
anybody that actually gets cast, and then to, you know, go in there and put yourself out there and have people criticize you, and when you're in there and when you're out. And so, you know, all kidding aside, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, Risha, you're first one out, or, you know, if you're John Party. It's like mad respect for all of you guys to actually do that. And it's, you know, it's an experience of a lifetime, and something that they will remember forever. And just the connections that they've made, and just seeing that from Sarah and Alec and Heather, and it's really neat. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty
who cares? If you don't win, well, too bad, but you got to go in there and you took a risk.
You getting that experience is winning in itself.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I know it's quite the process. So
Yeah.
kudos to all of them. I mean, I do feel like Rich didn't get quite a fair shot at the game. And
I
Jordan
agree.
better stay this week, because he is a hot pick in my pool. So in 3 of them, not even just 1, 3. And I guess we'll find out Wednesday.
Does it have anything to do with the name? Does it have anything to do with the name?
No, I just looked at him and I was like, I think he could go far.
Yeah.
And so I tried to pick him in all my pools first. And better not disappoint me, because I don't want to lose. But whatever happens, happens. We're going to love him when he gets out. He better do my show when he gets out.
Oh, he'll do it.
Yeah, I mean,
He'll do your show as long as you do his show.
I'll do his podcast. I'll start watching. It'll all be good. By then, I'll have a Mac Air and my connection won't be so shoddy. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what the week brings, and you guys have been an absolute blast. And I want to thank you guys for actually just taking the time to join us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
It was so much
you're
fun.
probably
It was fun, and
you have a
hopefully
lot
I
of
didn't
Rob
offend
has a podcast. I don't offend.
Okay. Well,
Thanks.
Lots of
I
Rob.
hope there was more than 7 people watching.
Thanks for having us, Jordan. You're amazing. And thanks for supporting not only me, but Jordan through this whole experience. You were one of the first people to reach out to us, and I truly appreciate that. You're such a sweet person.
We absolutely love you guys. Even if he walks out the door, I may have to fly out to Vancouver.
You can do that anytime. You are welcome in our home anytime. Yeah.
Anytime. What do you like to drink?
Slurpees. Slurpees.
Wine? I was
Slurpees.
drinking Slurpees all night last night. Yeah, I've had like 3 in the last 2 days.
No, it's been weird. It's been a weird experience. It's been a good experience for us so far. It's been weird. There's the 4 of us. We're pretty tight. We're a tight family, and not having Jordan here has been hard. He's kind of the catalyst, and he's the guy that, asks everybody, how's your day? And how's your day, Dad? He's been asking me that since he was 5 years old. How was school, Dad? How are the kids? And Mom, how was your day? And Emma, how was your day? And, he's the one that starts the conversation at dinner. And I know some of you might be surprised, but yeah, he's usually the one that starts the conversation and continues it and finishes it. But it's been.
Are you able to get a word in? Are you able to get a word in edgewise?
Oh, yeah,
On occasion.
On occasion. It's been quiet, and him and I, we have a lot of the same interests as far as sports go. So this is the first time I've actually started watching the playoffs. NHL playoffs without him, so that's weird. And I'm watching Survivor without him, and that's kind of weird. And he's not asking me to buy. Are you going grocery shopping, Dad? Can you buy this? And that's kind of weird.
Where's the beef jerky?
Exactly.
And I gave up my parking spot in the garage, so that's kind of weird. But so far it's been a good experience, and there's been ups and downs definitely, but we're happy that he's in there, and he got to live his dream at 21. I'm still waiting to live my dream, and I'm almost 47. But overall, it's been good. There's been some trying times, as Gina can attest to, I guess, last night. But in the end, whatever happens, happens. And he'll have experienced something that very few people have, and he'll remember it forever.
Do you think if he gets evicted and the opportunity for All-Stars was to come up, do you think he would do it?
Oh yeah, he would do it, but I mean, they would have to pick him, and I honestly don't think they want to listen to podcasts a second time around. So,
so that's what if he wins HOH, that's what his iPod's going to contain, his podcasts.
Yeah, probably, because I don't think he even knows what music is, what current music is. Although he likes Dear Rouge, which is a local band, and they've got a couple of good songs out right now. But he doesn't listen to music. He just listens to, I think he listens to this thing called Rob Has a Podcast.
He likes cereal.
Rob has a podcast.
Cereal, yeah.
Yeah, Serial.
Yeah.
We all listen to Serial.
Yeah. Oh, he likes The Apprentice too.
Such a wide range of interests.
I know.
So it'll contain beef jerky and podcasts.
That's right.
And Greek yogurt.
Okay, he's a catch, Jordan. Come on now.
Yeah.
He is, but I'm a little too old.
Well, I found it hilarious that I think Cindy's 26 or 27, and she's, she has no problem, but he's making advances to Willow early in the season, and she's like, "Oh, JP, you're like 21 years old," and that's her excuse. Where Cindy's,
yeah, but she's all over Zach like a dirty shirt. And he's 22.
Yeah, exactly.
The one year makes the difference.
Yeah, I don't think it was the age that was the issue.
1 year makes a huge difference. And by the way, Jordan will be 22 in August. Same age as Zach, but
too funny.
It's just it's comical.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still kind of confused by Willow in general.
Yeah.
Oh, you too, huh?
She's a dear child.
She is. She's great.
She is
I
she's precious, but I just don't. I want to know what it's like to live in her head for a day.
Yeah.
Because
She's busy.
I don't know. She was, her and Sarah were making out. I was really sad I missed the wrap party.
Yeah.
They're all very friendly. It seems to me like it seems like there is nobody.
I'm old. Know. Is that what young people do these days? Because we actually didn't do that when we were that age. Feeling like we missed out a little.
I think it might just be the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
They're all lonely.
And they're bored.
Yeah, like I said, they were bored in there. It's boring, which I understand, but I don't know.
No podcasts. All he has to talk about is reality TV.
Speaking of Ica, oh my gosh, is that woman the most gorgeous woman in the world? Holy cow. She is beautiful.
I love Ica.
She is goddess-like. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is drop dead gorgeous.
Personally, I prefer Paul.
Is that the no hair thing?
Yeah, must be.
It is, We got to stick together.
Dude.
I got a $10 haircut today just for this show.
He did. He's looking pretty good.
In my dreams. I look good in my dreams, and then I wake up. And then it's like, oh my God.
So is it Habs or live feeds for you?
Oh, you mean if I had a choice?
Yeah.
Oh, Habs. Because live feeds, they go on forever. They cut in and out. The Habs, they play for, 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, and then the game's over. Jordan, every time I go to watch... Every time I go to watch the live feed, they're on for about 10 minutes, and then the Ramada commercial comes on, and then and then they cut out, and then it's like, oh, they'll be back shortly, and so I always thought live feeds were just on constantly, and you could just watch them all day if you wanted. But I don't know if it's me, but they seem to, whenever I want to watch, they cut in and out, and then I don't want to stay with Ramada anymore. So that's an easy question. I'd rather watch Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, there's lots of controversy about that. But it is what it is. We can only we get what Big Brother gives us. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're at their mercy, I guess. That's why it's Big
And
Brother.
he knows it. Yeah, he knows it too. So he'll just do what he wants. Like today, I would love to be watching and seeing the house guests go into the house, but that's not happening.
So is there no feeds today? Is that what you said?
Yeah, no feeds tonight. Big Brother says they're back this week. They're supposed to be back tomorrow.
Oh.
We'll see if that happens. I mean, I didn't expect feeds this morning, so no. Big Brother gave us a taste of them this afternoon, like a taste. The house was shown. They showed them on the ropes, and then Big Brother shut the feeds off, and then they showed them panicked and scrambling because they know someone's coming back, and then he shut the feeds off.
Oh.
Oh, wow. So it's showing on my phone here that I've got 19 Twitter notifications. I hope none of those are Frankie stans.
Frankie stans are out of control.
I've got my fingers crossed that once we're done this and I go on Twitter, none of those 19 notifications are from Frankie stans. Frankie stans, I apologize for whatever Jordan said about Frankie and his charities. I'm very sorry.
It happens. I mean, everyone's only human. We all say things on the feeds, and
I'll just blame it on TMZ. He goes on TMZ every day, and he must have seen something on there, and it was misinformation. So I'm sure he'll clarify it when he's out of the house.
I've got people. I had people sending me 20-minute YouTube videos about Frankie building a school in Malawi, which was great.
Well, that's amazing. It's a great charity.
Yeah.
But you know,
totally. I'm all for
information
schools.
gets
So.
misread.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
we'll educate him when he gets out.
Well, that's what somebody told me to do anyways. They say, educate your son, and then they dropped a few expletives with it, but it's okay. It's okay. I got thick skin.
I feel like even as parents, you guys need thick skin.
Oh, yeah, in general.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have it.
One of us does.
Well, that's okay. If you have any more breakdowns, I'm here. Actually, there for you. So you're good. And the glass of wine's good too.
Yes, it helps. Definitely.
It's been a blast. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to wrap this up.
Thanks, Jordan.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. And if anyone else wants us to go on their show, we'll think about it.
They're exclusive to me.
Okay. Okay.
I will. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys back. And
hashtag 604 proper.
Hashtag go Habs go and go Anaheim. I'm sorry, Calgary.
Just one last thing. Greg currently lives on the Lower Mainland, and our area code is 604, but he's moving to Victoria to be a baseball coach. Well, their area code is 250, so he's going to have to change his hashtag.
Proper. Changing the hashtag.
Yes, proper. Okay, all the best, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.